All right. It's been a little hard for me to get on tonight, but we'll see what we could do. We're here. Camera was giving me some issues. Um, so I just wanted to show a couple quick things. This is one of the new molds that I had made and did some gold leafing in the resin. This was the Stone Coat Countertops resin. Um, Here is some violet Cabazol. You can't tell that's violet. Almost looks black, but it's violet. Uh, this was some black diamond blue green. This is some more of the blue green. This is some of the diluted violet color with some gold leafing in there. And this is a faceted gem with some gold leafing in it. They all turned out pretty cool. So I just wanted to show those real quick. I did a mermaid tail. This is not my mold. I did some mice. Again, not my mold. This skull is my mold. Let's see if I can lighten that up a little. So that's purple and the purple and the blue mixed together. That was some leftovers that I had. And these look pretty cool when you glue some gems in the eyes. So I wanted to show those things, but mainly what I wanted to show was this really super gigantic mold. This is the absolute biggest that I have to date. In fact, it was so big that I couldn't get the casting out of it. And although this is not the silicone that you want to cut, there's a different type that you want to use for cutting. I did have to cut this or it was not going to come out. So for me to cast in it, I needed to wrap it with tape. I didn't have gigantic rubber bands, so I just wrapped it and pulled it tight with tape. And I'm not going to sell this mold. I will sell the castings of the gigantic crystal cluster though, but I'm not going to sell a mold that I have to cut and give to somebody, so I'm not going to do that. So if anyone's interested in getting a casting, even in a specific color or multiple colors, you could get a hold of me. I'll have the listing for the resin casting up on the website soon. I don't have anything up there right now for it. This is so big. I can't even really film it with my iPhone. It's just awkward. So there's the split in it from where I cut it. So just see how it came out. I used the some of the stone coat in it, and it went into the pressure pot. So this is a big sucker. It is huge. So I don't know how it's going to come out. It's an experiment, if you can't tell. And it's really huge. Okay, I got it. Yay! You can see where some of the resin, got stuck between the parts of the mold that I had it enclosed in, because I couldn't close up every single gap on there. Anyway, this is my mold. It's not going to be for sale. Just the resin casting will be for sale. So I think we're getting some of the original pieces from the original master casting. And you can see all these little pieces are from the split that I had to put in the mold. So I just want to sort of snip them off right away. And this has sat, let's see, about 12 hours. I would have done this sooner, but I had to go out and take care of a couple things. So I would have liked to have done this around 7 o'clock at night. It's now almost 2 a.m. So it's not too bad. There's just a few little pieces that I would say I would just have to trim off of it. And one thing that I use, trying to see where I put it. So this is one thing that I'll use when I do my resin work, is an emery board, just to take off little. I don't want to hit the crystal. I just kind of want to hit those pieces sticking up to help get them off. I think it came out really well, considering how I had to cut that mold. And like I said, I'm not going to sell a mold like that in that condition. That's not going to happen. But I will sell these castings. So there's just a couple little pieces that I would have to work on, pulling the pieces out. But that is a big sucker. It's pretty big. And when I do that, I blow on it as I do it to blow the particles away from me. Because you should have a respirator on when you do this. Whenever you sand epoxy resin, you should wear a respirator. So I'm not going to do a whole lot of that. So when you do a first casting in a crystal cluster mold, it always pulls off the dirt that was left from the crystal in the silicone. So now there's nothing to come off on my next casting. So any particles will be on this first one. So it has a little bit of a frost to it because of the coating that was on the cluster itself. So if someone were to want this crystal clear, all you had to do was give it a little spray of some clear coat, and that would be much clearer. It's a big baby. I'll grab my other big cluster that I thought was my biggest. So this was the last one that I just made that I called the giant cluster. Well, see the difference. You could see the hugeness of this big one. And cutting a mold is not what we want to do to our molds. There are certain silicones for cutting, and this Platinum Cure is not the one that you're supposed to use for that, but I didn't have much of a choice. If I had been, you know, really into making two-part molds, I would have just done a two-part mold right off the bat with this. But I was just seeing what I could get away with, really. And I couldn't get away with it. I wasn't going to yank this out of that mold. It wasn't happening. So I just decided to cut it. And what I did, I filled this up over about 2-week, 3-week period with whatever silicone I had extra from doing all my mold orders. And I finally topped it off, and it actually was not in the pressure pot, was not done in the pressure pot. It was casted in the pressure pot, but the mold wasn't made in there. And normally I wouldn't do that. I only cast in the pressure pot with molds that are in the pressure pot. So if I want to cast that next time, I won't use the pressure pot. And I'll be curious to see what it looks like when it comes out. That's so big. Anyway, that was my experiment. That's what I wanted to really show you. And I think it's kind of cool. So if you're interested, check out my website, lekranchcreations.com. Same spelling as the YouTube channel. And you'll see a lot. I think I'm up to like 48, maybe 52 molds, silicone molds now. I've lost track. And that's just how it goes. Very busy with what I do, and I'm losing track of, because I'm putting out so many of them. The little skull molds are listed up there. And when you go to the website, just don't look at the featured items that are on that homepage. You need to click on all products for sale and then click on all silicone molds, and it'll open up all your options to see everything that's in there. So there is a lot to look at. I have some pigments in there. I have a lot of stuff that I haven't listed up that I'm going to be putting up. And I have a whole line of some other items that y'all are going to really love. I've kind of been purchasing and collecting them, and I haven't released any of them for sale yet. But I think you'll be pretty happy when you see what I have coming up for sale. I might put them up for Christmas, but I might just wait till after. I wanted to collect a whole bunch of them and purchase a whole bunch of them and then put them all up on the website. So I haven't decided. I might do some lives with the new items for sale, and see if anyone wants to just purchase them straight off the lives like that. And I have a lot of responsibility, but I'm doing the best I can to keep up and put new stuff up all the time. I love my customers. I have the best customers. I have so many repeat customers, and I just want to thank them all for their support and wonderful words and beautiful reviews that they do of my products. I never knew that I was going to be doing this a year ago, but I am, and it works for me and it makes other artists happy. So I'm pretty happy with it, and it brings joy in my life. So I want to thank everybody for all your support. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. I'm on Instagram, Facebook. I have a private group on Facebook. If you join, like my Lacranch Creations page, there's a link there for the group. I'm trying to figure out how to make it public. It's private, and I don't know how to make it public, so I'm figuring that out. And yeah, just get on the train, baby, because it pulled out at the station a while ago. I love you guys. Rock on. Make something beautiful. Ciao. And hello, whoever's watching. Since you didn't say anything, I don't know who you are. So thank you. Have a good night.